Jeff, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Missed some time, obviously, the past few matches. Obviously, you're so frustrated to get injured in New England. We could see it on your face in that moment. What's it been like since and having to watch these matches?
Yeah, I mean, it's been tough. You know, anytime that you're in a good rhythm and you're playing, it seems like every single day, and then to have it all kind of taken away from you in that instant, it's a little bit tough, but, you know, you go through your stages of denial and then acceptance and then getting on the road to recovery. So now I feel good, and, you know, I'm close, and, you know, it's been a little bit of a long week, but I'm almost there. Was it a little bit of a relief, though, because when you did have the injury, the reaction we could see on your face that it seemed as though you felt it was something serious, and 2 to 3 weeks, a lot better than what could be with a hamstring. Yeah, I mean, you always think the worst. Like in that moment, you know, right away, you know, you think your career's over, and then you fly back and get the MRI, and then you get the good news that it's not going to be too long. So, you know, at first it's devastating, and then you get the good news, and then you kind of get your dates. So it hasn't been too bad. From you watching games, and for me when I played, it always gravitates towards the centre back and the striker's movement coming off it. Now I better be looking more about the X's and O's, just being in the broadcast booth. For you now in the position watching matches, where is your focus going towards? Are you looking at the overall play, or are you watching more specifically the goalkeepers? Yeah, I catch myself watching the goalies a little bit more than probably the average spectator, but you know, at the same time, it's about trying to read the forwards' movements and still keeping your eye on the back line and seeing how they're moving and things like that. So, you know, it just gives you a different perspective as opposed to, you know, being in front of the goal and seeing everybody's backs, to having that up top view and kind of seeing the movement a little bit more than I'm used to. You had that up top view on Wednesday, the match against the Columbus Crew, a 3-2 win for the Timbers. David Guzman got the first, Andy Polo a goal and an assist. What was your perspective of the win? Yeah, I mean, huge win. You know, it was something that we needed, and then I think when we went down 1-0 early, you know, you can kind of sense it around Providence Park that it was a little eerie. You know, it was a weird feeling, but you know, I think Polo played a great game and probably his best game in a Timbers uniform. So I'm happy for him that he got a goal and an assist, and then obviously, you know, we needed that game, and you know, it was great to see Sam score again, whether it's an own goal or whatever. You know, it's when a forward's going through something, you get the ball in the net no matter how he does it, and now he's going to start rolling. So it was great. You know, we needed the win, and then obviously, you know, we got a big one Saturday. Was there a sense of pressure around the team knowing that 3 points at home, the final run-in before the playoffs, given how clustered it is around the playoff line? Sense of pressure coming into Wednesday night's match? Yeah, I mean, it's tough to know for sure, being a guy that's kind of outside the locker room right now, but you know, I think all year, whenever there's been a game where we felt like we needed to win, the guys have really responded, and you know, we did what it took to win. So they did that again last night. It was a huge 3 points, and as I said, you know, good one in Minnesota, but we definitely needed that one last night, so it was huge. Off the field, we always like to chat with you about your off-the-field endeavors when you come in. The children's books, I know since we've talked to you last, are in a bunch of Safeway stores. How is that going, and what's new in that part of your life? Yeah, no, it's been great. We just released another book about Alabama football and just kind of their dominance. And then, you know, I've been doing book signings, which for me is new. So that's been, you know, usually it's soccer balls and gloves, but, you know, to be signing books has been pretty cool. And, yeah, you know, they're in the Safeways out here, and you can get them. It's funny going up to your local Albertsons. I'm grabbing milk from my daughter, and then the next thing you know, there's a stack of books that I wrote. So that part's been pretty cool, and you can grab them at Safeways, and it's been fun. It's been fun. You said there's a neat story coming up as well. You're going to be heading off elementary school and giving away books. MLS are going to be doing a feature on you. Yeah, we did. You know, the Stand Together program that the Timbers does is just awesome, and you know, we teamed up with them and got together with a local elementary school. So we're going to be donating books to the entire school and holding a little seminar. So it should be cool. It'll be a little reading and kind of a little chit chat about the importance of reading at their age. So it'll be fun. We look forward to that at James John Elementary, and now we also, of course, look forward to Saturday's match against Minnesota. Minnesota, your old club. Jeff, going back here, how tough a task is it to go up against the unpredictable Minnesota side and to play on what is still old school turf in a temporary stadium? Yeah, I mean, the 72 hours I spent on their team, you know, we were undefeated. We were very tough to beat, and you know, that was also the off season. But no, I mean, listen, it's a tough game. You know, obviously, you know, their results haven't really been there, but they're a tough team at home. You know, it's a unique stadium to play in. You know, it's a college football stadium, which, you know, college football season's happening right now, so there might be lines down. There might be a little bit more challenges than normal, and you know, they're a good team at home, and I think everybody on our team knows that. And you know, as you said, coming in third game in a week again, it'll be a tough task. You know, on paper it obviously looks looks a little bit easier than the reality, but you know, it'll be a tough task and they'll be up for it because, you know, when teams are going through these dry spells, anytime you get a home game, it's a big one for them. So we definitely got to be up for a challenge.
Jeff picked by Minnesota in the expansion draft before then being traded to the Timbers before he was able to play a game for them. That's kind of why we're joking about that. Really quick, I want to kind of follow up on that. You mentioned the football lines. We, you know, talk about that from how it looks on TV, right? Not the prettiest. But when you're playing in a stadium that has full football lines and a full painted end zone, does that affect you as a player at all?
I mean, I can only speak for goalkeepers, but, you know, for me it does because, you know, you're so used to judging your position off the lines on the field. And then when you throw in little hash marks and lines every 5 yards or 10 yards, it changes things, you know, because you got to really pay attention to where you're at. And instead of, you know, taking that little glance to see where your 18 or your goal line is, you're looking down to making sure you're looking at the right line. So, you know, it's something I think that the MLS is getting away from, but, you know, in the meantime, you still got to deal with it, unfortunately.